Welcome everyone to our March Council meeting, Tuesday 24th of March 2026. Welcome those in attendance. We have myself, Councillor Darryl Hudson, Councillor Robert Trepp, Deputy, Councillor Jean Graffin, Councillor Ash Jones, Councillor Chris Meekins and Councillor Josie Sewell. We have apology. Well, approved leave for Councillor Metcalf. And for staff, we have Manisha Dafka, CEO, then Boards Manager of Infrastructure and Projects, newly employed, and welcome Rochelle Wall. Welcome to Dowerin Council, who is new Manager of Corporate Services, and Maddie Sumpton, the Executive Assistant, and Julian Goldarker, our healthy. Thank you. And we have apologies from Megan Sher and Carly Rose. We wish Carly the best, hope she gets better very soon. We have had a death in Dowerin recently with Bill Redding, long time resident there, had just out of town, a long friend, so wish his family well, and if we could have the 1 minute customary silence, please. Stand for that. Okay, thanks, Councillors. We have no general public here, so no public question time. Disclosures of interest, please, Councillors. Okay.
For the item regarding the public thoughts.
Any applications for leave of absence for April or May, please, Councillors?
I wouldn't mind putting it into April, please.
Councillor April. Councillor Jones, someone like to move that, please. Councillor Mead. Second, Councillor Trepp. All those in favour? That's this granted. Thank you. 6 lots. Sorry. Yeah, that's done. I just won't read the motion. Confirmation of the minutes of the previous meeting, item 7.1. Oh, sorry, no petitions and presentations, item 6, item 7. Confirmation of the minutes of the previous meeting. Officer Resolution 7 that by simple majority pursuant to section 5.22 and 3.18 of the Local Government Act, the ordinary council meeting held the 24th of January 26 as presented, attachment 7.18 be confirmed as a true and correct record. Someone like to move that, please? Mr. Graffin, second, Councillor Jones, all those in favour, carried 6-0. Minutes of committee meetings, we have an ordinance meeting on the 20th of February and a REMAC meeting on the 20th of February also. So we'll go to officer recommendation 8 that by simple majority pursuant to section 5.22 and 3.18 of the Local Government Act, minutes of the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee meeting held on the 20th of February 2026 is presented in attachment 8.1a, and the minutes of the Local Emergency Management Committee meeting held on that same day as presented in attachment 8.2a be confirmed as a true and correct record. Would someone like to move that, please? Mr. Graffin, seconded. Mr. Meekins, all those in favour, it's carried 6-0. And the recommendations from the committee meetings, we have 9.11, February risk dashboard action list. Also recommendation 9.11 that by simple majority in accordance with regulations 1617 the local government audit regulations 1996 Council 1 adopts the risk dashboard quarterly report February 2026 with ongoing allocation of resources and budget to address the risks effectively. Would someone like to know that, please, councillors? Second, Councillor Jones. All those in favour? That is held 6 love. And the AREC meeting had an updated terms of reference, so also recommendation 9.1.2 that in accordance with regulations 16 and 17, the local government audit regulations 96 Council 1 receives the note the recommendation to amend the terms of reference to align and amend amendments to the Local Government Act 95, including the establishment of an independent deputy presiding member, and 2, approve the payment of an allowance to the deputy presiding member set at the same rate as the meeting attendance allowance payable to councillors for committee meetings in accordance with section 5.1 of the Local Government Act 95. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Grappin, and seconded Councillor Sewell. All those in favour? That is carried 6 up. Local Emergency Management Committee. We had a motion there to include someone from the community club as a member of the LEMAC. Reason being that this community club is the community centre for any issues that arise in disasters or whatnot. So also recommendation 9.2.1 that by simple majority of council endorse the co-option of a representative of the Dowerin Community Club as a member of the LEMC. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Jones, and secondly Councillor Flatlin. All those in favour? 6 up. Announcement chair from the President. Discussion. I advise council that a resignation has been received from Councillor Adam Metcalf since our last meeting and last weekend, in fact, and we put that in writing on Monday. So, in accordance with the Local Government Act 95, declare that this results in a vacancy of the council from the 23rd of March 2026. This will be formally considered later through the process prescribed under the Local Government Act. So we will probably have to go through the motions of election. I take this opportunity to thank Councillor Metcalf for his contribution to the Shire and the community over a number of years and wish him well with his family and work. So we will move on with that and we'll leave that in the CEO's hands to move to the next step. Okay, that will go to the financial activity statement, which was an attachment 11.1A. Council has gone through. Is there any more questions for the LEMAC? There was none. Recommendation 11.1. That council by simple majority pursuant to regulation 34 of the Local Government Financial Management Regulation receives the draft statutory financial activity statement report for the period of February 2026 as presented in attachment 11.1A. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Sewell, and seconded Councillor Meekins. All those in favour? Carried 6 love. 11.2, the list of accounts paid and credit card statement. They've gone through. I presume there's no more questions on those accounts. If not, go to also recommendation 11.2 that council by simple majority pursuant to section 6.8 of the Local Government Act, regulation 12 and 13 of the Local Government Financial Management Regulations receives a report from the CEO on the exercise of delegated authority in relation to creditor payments from the Shire of the Dowerin Muni Fund as presented in attachment 11.28 and it's detailed below. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Jones, second Councillor Graffin. All those in favour, that is carried 6-0. Have a request from the Dowerin Companion Club for a fee waiver request. So Graffin, just Councillor Graffin have to leave, she can stay.
She can stay.
Yeah, Councillor Graffin to say. Someone would like to move the Oscar recommendation 11.3 that council by simple majority pursuant to section 6.12 of the Local Government Act resolve to 1. Approve a fee waiver of $1,000 per financial year for the Dowerin Companion Club for the hire of the school of the Shire bus. 2. Apply the waiver for the initial period of 3 financial years commencing in this financial year. 3. Undertake a review of the arrangement at the conclusion of the third year to determine whether the waiver should be continued. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Meekins, second Councillor Stewart. Councillor Meekins, would you like to speak on it at all?
I think it's good that we should support local things that like this.
Councillor Stewart, any comment? Anyone like to speak against the motion? Just like to add that this has been an ongoing relationship with the Dowerin Companion Club. Like to vote on it, please. So carry. Or 5 votes, sorry, because Jean can't vote. A similar request from the District High School. Similar vein. The Companion Club relationship, an ongoing relationship with the Dowerin School. Are able to use our facilities and we do not charge. We haven't charged them in the past. The recommendation 7.4 that council pursuant to section 6.12 of the Local Government Act for Dowerin District High School for the use of Shire managed facilities in the 2026 calendar year. 2. Notes that any Shire Community Club managed facilities outside the jurisdiction of the Shire of Dowerin must be arranged directly with the community club. And 3. Requires that all facility bookings be coordinated through the Shire Admin Office in accordance with normal booking procedures. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Graffin, and second Councillor Sewell. Speak for Councillor Graffin.
I think it just frees up their budget if we support them, so that they can put their money towards other activities for students. So great thing to support.
Councillor Sewell. Anyone speak against the motion? Go forward to a vote, please. Councillor Meekins? Yes or no? That's 6 votes. Thank you, councillors. The staff can let the school know, the Companion Club and the school, that we support their applications. Thank councillors for doing that, because they are two very important groups in our community. We have a development application at lot 10187 Kubicon North Road. Move to the officer recommendation, and it's we'll move that as read. It's a bit long for me to read. It's a shed for the Kubicon on lot 10187 Kubicon North Road. Would someone like to move that motion, please? Councillor Graffin, second of Councillor Jones. If you'd like to speak on the motion, happy to vote as is. Anyone speak against the motion? Those in favour? 6 votes. Governance and advice, go to the Strategic Community Plan Quarterly Progress Report. Thank the CEO for her input in that, and note the progress in the report. So officer recommendation 12.2 that council by simple majority in accordance with section 5.56 of the Local Government Act 1 receives the Strategic Community Plan Quarterly Progress Report for March that's contained in attachment 12.28. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Sewell, it's second of Councillor Tripp. All those in favour, that is carried 6 votes. So we go to 12.3, the council code of conduct, which so comply with the new local government regulations and laws. Yeah. So officer recommendation resolution 4.3 that council by absolute majority, one, adopts the Shire of Dowerin Code of Conduct, the council members, committee members and candidates March 2026 as attached to this report, repeals the previous Code of Conduct February 2021 upon adoption, and 3, notes that the amendments reflect legislative changes associated with the local government inspector framework. Someone like to move that, please? Councillor Greffin and second Councillor Jones. All those in favour? That's carried. We have no officer reports. We have no urgent business, member motions, and no matters behind closed doors. Thank councillors for their attendance, and we close the meeting at 18 minutes past 4. Thank you, councillors and staff.